Welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be working on getting a PDF into a program that allows you to draw and type on the screen. Since some of our other programs aren't working, we're going to try a few options that we have available to put our PDFs into. Before we dive into these programs, let's prepare the PDF to be put into those apps. For the students to easily use the parts of the PDF and have enough room to draw on the screen without having to make everything really small, we're going to have to separate each of the questions. Doing this will allow you to break up the PDFs to only use the questions that you want. Since our students are working from home currently, instead of assigning everything that we have, we can pick and choose what we think would be most important and useful for their learning and practicing, while also respecting the amount of time that students and families have so that we don't overload them. So, using the screen capture tool, Command plus Shift plus 5, select the screenshot tool with the dotted lines and select just the part of the screen that you want to cut out on your PDF. Once it is saved, find your other questions and cut out just the ones that you want. These will then save as JPEG images that you can import into your other programs for your students. The first program that we will be using is the one that I feel is easiest to use, especially on an iPad. So let's start with it. In SeeSaw, open up an activity and name it. Put in your instructions and other stuff that you want, but the main thing that you need is the Add Template for Student Responses. Let's click on that. Click on Upload, and then find your images that you want to use, and then drag them into the window. Once they're in, you're ready to go. Here, when your students are in, you can see how much space they have to draw on the screen. If you uploaded a PDF with all the questions on it, there won't be much room for them to write in, which is why we cut them out and uploaded them here. But now, each image is its own page, and students can write on each of them to show their work separately with lots of space to write in. Now let's try out our other tool, Google Slides. Some teachers like to use a Google Suite. I don't like the drawing tool, but the program does have its advantages. What we want to do here is make the image a background so they can't accidentally move it or delete it, which sometimes happens if you just drag an image in. So first, let's create the amount of slides that you will be needing based on the amount of questions you have. Then delete all of the extra text boxes in there. You're going to right-click on the background and select Change Background. Now select Choose Image and then drag and drop one of the questions into the window and then select Done. Do this for all your other questions as well on other slides. Here you will notice that you can't do anything to the question you just dropped in here at all. So it is safe from students accidentally messing it up. Now you can add text boxes for your students to type in. Students can draw in there with whatever tool they want, such as a scribble tool. They can add their own text boxes and move everything around. If you needed them to, they can even pick images from the internet and add to the screen as well, but that's not shown here. It is up to you and your students to decide what is the best way to add to your questions.